MMA, or mixed martial arts, is growing in popularity in Aotearoa, especially among Māori. Kai Kara France and Dan Hooker are already making a name for themselves in the UFC, and Far North fighter Aaron Tau is on the cusp of joining them. D'Angelo Martin caught up with the Northlander carving up in the cage. And a quick heads up, his story opens with some pretty tough fight scenes.
It's brutal, it's bloody, it's MMA. Mixed martial arts is one of the fastest growing sports globally.
Knockout victory!
And fighters out of Aotearoa are some of the best in the business.
Kia ora, my name is Aaron Tauzemup Tau. I am a professional mixed martial artist.
There's a new Māori in the MMA scene. Aaron Tau is about to hit the big time.
My biggest goal is just to go up to the big leagues and show the world that I belong there. Just remind them where the greatest warriors on earth come from.
In the cage, Aaron's nickname is Tauzemup, and with 7 wins and 0 losses, he's living up to that name.
The name Tauzemup is like a New Zealand slang for, lack of a better word, giving someone a hiding.
Can he get him again?
The meaning behind it is like you do your job so well, they're flat on their back with their toes up in the sky, so Tauzemup, yeah. Home for me, I'm from the Hokianga, Te Tai Tokerau, in a place called Rahiri. But yeah, Hokianga hard. That was my playground as a kid. We used to ride horses and we had our own gardens and we hunted for our own meat. We lived off the land.
But family life was turbulent. When he turned 15, Aaron left home and moved to Brisbane.
I was playing league. I got into the Queensland Māoris team. My mentality was win and win at all costs. So I was real, aggressive.
It was his league coach who suggested he try MMA.
I just got pushed in the right direction. I'm pretty lucky.
Aaron Tau making his way to the cage.
He applied for MMA mentorship back in Aotearoa and returned in 2016.
And he's won the Dan Hooker Scholarship.
I haven't looked back since.
Professional MMA fighter Dan the Hangman Hooker ran the mentorship program.
He was very impressive on the day. He was one of the 3 or 4 guys as the first mentorship winners, and yeah, I coached them from there.
Dan has played a pivotal role in Aaron's career over the last 6 years.
He turned professional, now he's 7-0, undefeated as a professional, and on the cusp of breaking into the UFC, so I'm just proud to be a part of that.
Aaron's found a home at City Kickboxing in Tāmaki Makaurau. It's the training ground for our best fighters.
The talent and knowledge at my gym is insane. What they've got down is the simple things. The turning up the training consistently, the eating right, the recovery, things that you wouldn't think are as important as they are. Fighting is a lot more than just the physical body, and it's a lot more than just being violent.
This is Aaron's well. This is what he wants.
I definitely used to use my aggression a lot to win fights, and now I only use my intellect. There's a chess game being played that most people can't even see. You got to approach and exit exchanges with your intellect, and if you don't do it like that, that is when you get hurt. If you just jump in there and you're just swinging your hands and your legs around, there's no honour, there's no mana in that, there's no mātauranga in that.
I have to have a healthy respect for the fighter to train them to their optimal. I have to respect them enough that I would form a friendship with them. I know their families.
Israel Adesanya has that thing.
Israel Adesanya's coach, Eugene Bareman, is now Aaron's coach. He sees Aaron's skills taking him to a higher level.
His abilities, they're both physical and mental. He's a very strong-minded individual. His determination to reach his goals, to have a one-track mind and that tunnel vision, that invariably comes with his upbringing and a lot to do with his culture. He's only a small human being, but for a small human being of that size, he's incredibly strong.
XFC Bantamweight Champion!
He is, in my opinion, the best bantamweight in Australasia and New Zealand. So he's the #1 bantamweight. He's developed into a very good fighter. Yeah, very good fighter.
Oh, switching up and closing.
In the next level, like the UFC, a minor mistake can cost you the fight. It can cost you a contract. It can cost you the last 10 years of sacrifice. The technique beats everything. Technique and consistency will make you a champion.
But Aaron knows that very few make it.
5% will make it to the top, maybe less. And that 5% to make some real decent money is probably the 1%.
And how confident are you?
I'm the 1% of the 1%, brother.
And it's that confidence that people often mistake for arrogance.
In our culture in New Zealand, no one wants you to keep your head high. No one wants you to walk around like you believe in yourself. I think that they just don't see everything before those moments. You doubting yourself, you working hard and getting beaten up. Months of you fighting every day. Am I good enough? Can I do this? You get broken down systematically and you have to build yourself back up. Finding your mana and holding on to it and believing that you're going to go to battle and you're going to bring those treasures of war back with you to your people. You've never seen the build-up, you've never seen the suffering, the blood, sweat and tears that got you to that moment. They think it's arrogance, but it's really just like, wow, I've done it. I doubted myself and I found the belief and I still stood even though I didn't think I could stand.
If Aaron does get his shot in the UFC, he'll be the first with a mataora.
That's going to be pretty cool, to take our culture onto a big stage. I have been wanting to get my mataora for a few years. I grew up in the pretty old ways, and those things that my grandparents gave to me, I want to pay them homage and pay my people homage when I do represent. I want people to know where I'm from.
It was only in March that Aaron got his mataora done.
Do you buzz out sometimes when you wake up in the morning and you see you've got your mataora?
The funny one is I walk around my house at night time and I walk past the mirror. Oh, hey, get up mataora, you know. I forget. Doing a haka in Dunedin, that was definitely a highlight of my career. That was cool. Most of the world has seen the All Blacks and what they represent, and that is like just the edge of Te Ao Māori. They haven't seen the manaakitanga, the whanaungatanga. They haven't seen things at the marae, you know, the way that our culture exists. Ready? I do this to create a new pathway for young Māori like me where there was nowhere for someone like me to go. No one wanted to look after me or, you know, to teach me because I had this nature. Yeah, that's it. Mate, finish the tackle. Oh. That's the idea. I'm trying to build a whare for the children of Tūmataonga so they have somewhere to come, so they don't feel like an outcast. They feel like they have somewhere to go and use that part of them. And now we have the avenue of making money and belonging in society with this ahua.
But definitely aggressive. And Tau is such a physical fighter, but that was a fantastic thing. Tau's now got the neck.
What does your whānau think of you and your mate?
A lot of them didn't like it, especially because they just think of it as a violent sport. But they can see how much it means to me. They can see how hard I work at it, and they definitely respect that.
Keeping him grounded are his partner and tamariki.
They gave me all of my motivation, all of my purpose. I was a bit of a lost soul before they come around. I couldn't really look after myself. Now I got 3 kids and I've got a reason to wake up early.
At 29, Aaron has 4 XFC belts to his name.
The belts don't mean a lot to me. They mean a lot more to the people that I care about. Kids where I'm from, my own kids, and teach them it's possible to attain those heights. But physically and mentally and emotionally, I don't really have a big attachment to them. I hit a goal and I look for the next.
The next goal is coming up and the pressure is on.
Most people that do quite well get into it in their early 20s. You want to try and hit the big leagues before you turn 30. Usually around 35 is the end of your career. So yeah, I've got about 5-6 years left to make $1 billion and hit the road.
Nei naha. Tēnā koe hoa, and our thanks to Alex Bradshaw from Fire for permission to use some of his video in D'Angelo's story.